Hello, this is Meghnad and you're watching Sansad Watch, where we tell you what the leaders you elected have been doing for you. Like arming our security forces appropriately so that they don't have to do this. फंस गई ललकार लगाओ.
ललकार क्या करो?
इधर से इधर मारो.
Sad. You must have heard about the latest deadly high school shooting in Texas.
About yesterday's school shooting in Uvalde, west of San Antonio.
Tonight, a gunman opens fire in an elementary school in Texas, and most...
At least 19 children are dead, as well as 2 teachers. At least...
I just want to protect my little girl.
There is no reason why an 18-year-old should have access to weapons of war that can kill children in a matter of seconds.
They had big dreams and big hearts. The sweet faces of the children gone too soon.
21 people, including 19 children, were shot dead by an 18-year-old gunman with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. This has once again revived the debate on gun control in USA.
The AR-15, a literal weapon of war. He was able to get this gun and was able to do what he did to innocent children. Why would an 18-year-old need a gun like that?
One side says, guys, it's simple really. Don't let an 18-year-old get access to something as deadly as an assault rifle. Shootings will go down.
I'm telling the Biden administration to take your hands off our weapons and leave us alone and let us law-abiding citizens be able to protect ourselves, our families, our businesses in the proper way.
While the other gun-loving side says, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Also, freedom. America. America Mata Ki Jai. God bless America, but also make America great again. Meanwhile, in India, well, this is happening.
School teacher was fired at by terrorists in Kashmir's Kulgam area.
2 people have been injured. There were 3 shooters openly firing in the heart of the national capital.
A senior Kannada journalist, Gauri Lankesh, was shot dead by unidentified assailants at her residence in Bangalore on Tuesday night.
Gulshan Kumar, the owner of one of Bollywood's biggest music companies, T-Series, was shot dead as he was coming out of a temple at Jeet Nagar in Juhu, Mumbai.
Firing on Punjabi singer Shubdeep Sidhu Moosewala near Jawahar ke village of Mansa.
Sidhu Moosewala was shot dead by what is believed to be members of a rival gang. The gun they used is an AN-94, Avtomat Nikonova, model of 1994. This is the grandchild of AK-47 and is not legally available to buy in India, by the way. We hear of so many incidents of violence in India where people are literally shooting each other down. But do we ever stop to ask, how bad is the gun problem in India exactly? Where do these guns come from? And who can get guns legally? Yeah, Yogi ji, that's the butt that you are staring through, not the scope. Play more PUBG, otherwise you're definitely not getting one of those. Legally or illegally, I guess. Okay, first up. How bad is the gun problem? And when I say problem, I mean how many guns are out there that are being used to kill people? Take a look at this. This is from the NCRB report. Licensed guns seized under the Arms Act 2020. Licensed guns, okay? Notice that. Now some states like Maharashtra have 0. West Bengal has 1. But Uttar Pradesh, glorious Uttar Pradesh, has 936. Madhya Pradesh has 269 and some states like Karnataka have 37. Yeah. Now, let me show you the insane part of this. These are the unlicensed guns seized under the Arms Act 2020. Yeah, look. 936, 36,680, 269, 11,119. These are the gun-related crimes in India, where crimes where guns were involved, and we did a breakup of legal versus illegal guns from 2018 to 2020. Now the legal guns are 337 in 2018, and the illegal guns that were used in crimes are 38,855. total crimes 39,000. Now in 2020, the number has gone up to 44,789 and the legal guns used were 395 while the illegal ones have gone up to 44,394. Yeah, it's that bad. A study found that in 2019 there were 5 countries that accounted for 66% of the total gun deaths in the world. Brazil, United States, Venezuela, Mexico and India. Yes, we are number 5 in this list with more than 14,700 people killed by guns. In the same year as this study, 2019, there was a law passed in Parliament called the Arms Amendment Act 2019. There was an intense debate around guns in India and our MPs had a lot to say. Let me read out some bits from this. We are reading from a debate that happened on 10th of December 2019 in the Rajya Sabha. First up, we have Shubhashish Chakraborty of West Bengal. He says, on the usage of unlicensed weapons, nearly 58,000 offences were recorded in 2017. Only 419 had licensed arms. We saw similar records earlier. A total of 63,000 firearms were seized. Only 3,500 were licensed. 7 people were arrested every hour with illegal weapons. 7 people every hour with illegal weapons. Next up, we have TK Rangarajan of Tamil Nadu. He says, it is reported that about 40 million people own guns and 85% of these are unregistered illegal firearms. Such illegal weapons are responsible for 90% of homicides involving firearms. Next up, we have Hussein Dalwai. यूपी और बिहार में जिस तरह सब्जी बेची जाती है, वैसे ही कट्टे भी बेचे जाते हैं. ये बिकने बंद होंगे तो अच्छा ही होगा क्योंकि यही कट्टे हमारे महाराष्ट्र में मुंबई में जाते हैं. व्यवधान विच इज इंटरप्शंस. एक माननीय सदस्य, पहले तो हमें ये समझाइए कि कट्टा क्या है. हुसैन दलवाई, हालांकि मैंने कट्टा कभी देखा नहीं है, लेकिन हम सुनते रहते हैं. ऐसा कहा जाता है कि फलाना फलाना के पास कट्टा है. कट्टा भी पिस्तौल की तरह ही होता है. व्यवधान, कुछ तो डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया था यहाँ पे. नेक्स्ट अप वी हैव मनोज कुमार झा फ्रॉम बिहार. He says, I would like to say that I believe that in cases of celebratory firing, the punishment is still very low. मैं ऐसे इलाके से आता हूँ जहाँ कुछ समुदायों में जब शादी होती है तो शामियाना वाला पूरी कीमत पहले रखवा लेता है क्योंकि शामियाने में बंदूकों से इतने छेद हो जाते हैं कि पता ही नहीं चलता कि. धन्यवाद. What? So, what Manoj Jha said might seem funny, but it's really not. Now, we know there are tons of guns floating around, especially in the north of Narmada. But where do these guns come from? First, legally speaking, guns are made by the Indian Ordnance Factory. They sell sexy looking guns like Nirbhik, Anmol, Nidar and Nishank. Oof, producers, I'm talking about Nishank, the sexy looking gun, not Ramesh Nishank Pokhriyal, the sexy looking minister. The gun. Yeah, okay, better. Thanks. The Ordnance Factory was established by the British as far back as the year 1787. When India became independent, there were 18 factories manufacturing arms and ammunition. Now there are 41. All of these were government owned and were quite frankly making terrible cheap products for security forces and civilians alike. I'm not saying that. Our army has called the Ordnance Factory out for supplying terrible quality ammunition and mines. Between 2014 and 2019, there have been 403 accidents due to faulty equipment, which caused the death of 27 people and wasted over 960 crore rupees of the army's budget. So, the Modi government decided to revamp the entire system.
41 ऑर्डिनेंस फैक्ट्रीज को नए स्वरूप में किए जाने का निर्णय, 7 नई कंपनियों की ये शुरुआत देश की इसी संकल्प यात्रा का हिस्सा है. ये निर्णय पिछले 15-20 साल से लटका हुआ था.
It took a major decision last year to corporatize these arms factories. 7 state-owned corporations were created to manage these factories and make them efficient and competitive. The idea was to make these factories into money machines because, hey, in case you didn't know, guns are good for war and business. The Modi government has set a target of increasing turnover from 65,000 crore rupees to 1.75 lakh crore rupees by 2024. They want to make the Indian arms industry export worthy because till now, nobody wanted to buy our stuff. By the way, in case anyone from the government is watching this, here's a free tip. If you want to improve business, change these photos on the website. I mean, come on. Toy guns look better than this in real life. The boxes that the toy guns come in also look better than this in real life. Anyway, that's where the guns come from legally, and given the government's plan, there would be more coming soon which will go into the hands of our security forces and licensed civilians. I specifically said licensed civilians because we also have a thriving illegal black market for guns. This is a katta. 2 things have made it famous lately. 1, Shah Rukh Pathan, who pointed one of these things during the Delhi riots. His photo went viral. And this movie. Also uska Sautela Beta web series, whatever that is. Now, most of these guns around the country are these kattas. They are made using steel pipes found in steering wheels of cars, springs, and some jugadu ingenuity. Till 2015, Munger in Bihar was the hotspot for illegal gun manufacturing. Between 2012 and 2015, the police have registered 3,391 cases and recovered over 2,500 illicit arms. The other hotspots were Khargon, Khandwa, Burhanpur and Dhar in Madhya Pradesh. But all of that has changed because the state police and Delhi police did a lot of crackdowns to shut this down, really. In 2018, the Bihar police busted one of the biggest arms smuggling racket in Munger. They arrested 2 army jawans, a storekeeper of the Central Ordnance Depot, a retired armorer, a Bihar police constable, 2 Bihar government school teachers and at least a dozen others for illegally smuggling and supplying around 100 AK-47s. These are the people जो थाली में खाते और छेद भी करते हैं, इस बार gun से. According to reports, the gun manufacturing hub has now shifted to western UP in places like Meerut and Aligarh. All the talented karigar from Munger and Khargon have shifted to working in makeshift manufacturing units in and around Delhi. Because, unsurprisingly, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh are giant markets for these guns. Over the years, police has been busting illegal arms factories in Pune, Aurangabad, Jewar, Muzaffarnagar, Alwar, Kolkata as well. It's a thriving business. To put it mildly, it's a killer business. Yeah. Right. So, let's come to the last question. What is the law around gun ownership and who can own a gun legally in India? Overall, getting a legit weapon in India is really difficult. Gun ownership comes from the Arms Act of 1959 and that is one super strict law. Mota, here is what you need to do to own a gun. You can apply for a gun for the purpose of self-defense. All you need to prove is that there is a credible threat to your life. You can be a sports person like our gold medalist golden boy Abhinav Bindra. You can say that you want it for crop protection, to protect your farm from wild animals, so to speak. You also need to be over the age of 21. So, to apply for a license, you need to fill up an application form where you will have to declare any past criminal behavior and give identity proof, resident proof, age proof, proof of education, 4 photographs and last 3 years income tax returns. Wait, what? Income tax returns? Why? Anyway, the police will come and do a background check where you, your family and your neighbors will be interviewed. If the application gets approved, then you have to do arms training, where you will be tested on basic knowledge of arms and ammunition, safe handling and techniques. And as this video shows, it's very effective. Oh, getting a gun license is not doing a TikTok video, just saying. Then after you clear all of this is when you get a license. At any given point, you can own 2 guns under 1 license. Oh, and the license will expire in 5 years, so you have to reapply and go through all of this all over again. Also, if you go to any declared gun-free public spaces with a gun, like schools, malls, hospitals, and movie theaters, you will lose your gun, your license, and have to pay a fine. Simple, isn't it? Or there is always these illegal kattas, but there is a chance that they will backfire, quite literally. So that was your guide to guns in India. That's all I have for you in this week's Sansad Watch. Show this episode to your friends and family who are outraging about the Texas shooting. Things are not so well here either. Because remember, the only way to make Parliament great again is to watch it first. Thank you so much guys for watching this episode of Sansad Watch. As you know, News Laundry is a subscriber funded media organization. मतलब तुम अगर पैसा दोगे तो हमारा काम चलेगा. And from time to time we put up projects which are special projects where people have to travel somewhere or a lot of resources have to be used, and our reporters will be doing those kind of detailed stories and reports and bringing them to you. These are called NL Sena projects. We have 2 of them up right now. And these 2 are super interesting stories, and both teams of reporters are already on the field and they are working and they are going to bring you some very interesting information, trust me. So if you want to support our journalism, our organization and our reporters, please do go to this link and subscribe and pay for NL Sena projects, contribute to it, because the only way legit journalism can survive is if you pay for it. So yeah, do that. See you next week.
The subscription model is something that keeps News Laundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो, मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें.